They started running Purge trials in 2022, right after COVID broke the world and crippled the economy. Millions of Nigerians were reeling in unemployment, and the employers just kept pissing on employees. The price of everything was going up, the rates of school dropout along with it. There was a mass exodus from the country as well, and all the young people were tired of being guinea pigs to emerging forms of police brutality and civilian abuse. A once ridiculous idea had somehow found its way within the chambers of government, and suddenly everyone was talking about it. I was 19 then. I remember they ran 4-hour purge trials in Surulere, Ojo, and Ikorodu before the first day to a 12-hour purge. Was it messed up? Fuck yes. Was it successful? I mean, what do I really know? The thing is, they kept doing it every year ever since, so I guess it was. I had grown up in the outskirts of Abuja and had never been to Lagos all my life. I had this mythical view of the place, overcrowded and overstuffed, one of the most rowdy cities in the world, a place where you had constant road traffic, public scams, remorseless thieves, and institutionalized corruption. But the latter was just Nigeria. I had a few friends who grew up in Lagos, and they always had a tale or two about an incredible experience, something that could probably never happen to anyone anywhere else. But that was Lagos. When it was bad in the country, it was a mess over there. I mean, it was the city of opportunities, the city of hustlers. The thing was, you had to make the opportunities yourself. It was the Lagos brand. No hand-holding, no handouts. Sure, you could get a leg from nepotism, but you really had to push yourself the entire way if you planned to succeed. Well, officially, in order to curb an ever-rising crime rate, discourage the continuous influx of immigrants, and boost various industries, they started a Purge Day. But ask anyone on the street and they'll tell you it's just aggressive gentrification. The government doesn't need to send bulldozers into the Makoko slums and face international backlash when they can just let private developers or mercenaries clear the waterfront properties violently during the purge. Then there's the fear economy. They heavily taxed industries that boomed: private security, trauma medicine, healthcare. Plus, if everyone is terrified of their neighbors and saving up for iron doors 364 days a year, they aren't out protesting government corruption. How did it work? It was a 12-hour period on any random day held once a year where most crimes were legal. What constituted as most crimes, you ask? Well, there was a 1,024-page book about just that. Anything from murder to homicide. Notice I didn't say genocide. Well, it's a big deal and very illegal. Same as using military-grade explosives and attacking critical infrastructure. All highly illegal. Burglary and robbery, arson, vandalism and looting are popular choices. Weapons and drug trafficking too. Notice I didn't say human trafficking. Yeah, that will always be fucked up. And then there were the financial crimes. You could do things like insider trading, extortion, or physically blowing up a bank vault as long as you could make it happen within the 12-hour period. But there was a catch. You couldn't fuck with the system. Wiping debt records, hacking the central bank, or erasing mortgages was strictly forbidden. They wouldn't let some hacker erase the national debt or tank the naira. You want to steal from a guy? Fine. You try to break the system, they'll fuck you up. It was also illegal to commit any crime against an underage or handicapped individual. That's all I can tell you for now. I didn't read the fucking booklet. I watched the TikTok summary once and that was it. You'd think a random day would mean instant slaughter in a legendary Lagos ghost story. But they usually gave a 3-hour warning siren, just enough time for non-participants to at least try to get indoors. If you are on the mainland, the power grid usually went pitch black, a terrifying hunting ground. Meanwhile, wealthy estates ran off-grid, locked down in fortified compounds with private militaries. It was crazy. Lots of people moved out of Lagos, but people moved in too because of it. Opportunities abound, constantly planning ahead for the next purge. The sirens could sound any second. I remember the first one was so messed up. There were lots of killings, but that number had reduced in the purges that followed. I moved into Lagos in 2024, the year they ran the purge on November 4th. I remember because that was all anyone was talking about. Even if Trump had won the United States presidential election, it had been my first purge. My brother and I had gone to a purge party at the end of our street. It had been a no-light party on the ground floor of an unfinished and probably abandoned plaza. Sure, someone got harassed and another one got stabbed, but it was the best party anyone had ever thrown in the history of parties, at least in my not-so-vast experience.